Days Gone is an open-world action-adventure game developed by Bend Studio and released in April 2019. Set in a post-apocalyptic world 2 years after a global pandemic has transformed most of humanity into zombie-like creatures known as freakers, the game follows the story of Deacon St. John, a former biker and drifter who navigates the dangers of this harsh new reality. Players take on the role of Deacon as he journeys through the devastated landscapes of the Pacific Northwest, characterized by dense forests, abandoned towns, and rugged mountains. The world of Days Gone is richly detailed and dynamic, offering players a vast open environment to explore. Deacon's primary goal is to survive while searching for his missing wife Sarah, which adds a personal and emotional element to the narrative. The gameplay of Days Gone emphasizes exploration, survival, and combat. Players can traverse the world on a customizable motorcycle, which not only serves as a primary means of transportation, but also requires maintenance and fuel management. As players venture into the wild, they must gather resources, craft items, and scavenge for supplies while avoiding or confronting hostile humans and the terrifying freakers. Metro Exodus is a first-person shooter and survival horror game developed by 4A Games and published by Deep Silver. Released in February 2019, the game serves as the third installment in the Metro series, continuing the story of Artyom, a young survivor navigating a post-apocalyptic Russia, ravaged by nuclear war and mutated creatures. Set in the year 2036, Metro Exodus expands on the series' narrative-driven gameplay, taking players on a journey through the vast, desolate landscapes outside the metro tunnels of Moscow. Artyom, along with a group of fellow survivors, embarks on a year-long journey aboard a modified train called the Aurora, seeking a new life and a safe haven in the far east of Russia. The game features a rich narrative interwoven with themes of survival, hope, and the enduring human spirit amidst desolation. The gameplay of Metro Exodus combines exploration, stealth, and combat mechanics, allowing players to approach encounters with a variety of tactics. Players can choose to confront enemies head-on with an arsenal of weapons, or they can opt for stealthy approaches to avoid detection and conserve resources. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an epic open-world action-adventure game developed by Rockstar Games, serving as a prequel to the original Red Dead Redemption. Released in October 2018, the game immerses players in the late 1800s American frontier, where players experience a beautifully rendered world filled with rich narratives, compelling characters, and a vast array of activities. Players assume the role of Arthur Morgan, a member of the Van der Linde gang, as they navigate the challenges of outlaw life in a rapidly changing world. The story follows Arthur's journey as he grapples with loyalty, morality, and survival in the face of law enforcement, rival gangs, and the encroachment of civilization. The narrative is deeply engaging, exploring themes of friendship, betrayal, and the pursuit of freedom, all while showcasing the complexities of the Wild West. The open-world environment of Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of its standout features, offering a stunningly detailed landscape that ranges from sprawling plains and dense forests to snowy mountains and bustling towns. Players can explore this expansive world on horseback, engaging in a wide variety of activities such as hunting, fishing, and playing minigames like poker and dominoes. Forza Horizon 4 is an open-world racing game developed by Playground Games and published by Xbox Game Studios. Released in October 2018, it is the fourth installment in the Forza Horizon series and takes players to the stunning landscapes of Great Britain. The game combines thrilling racing with an expansive open-world environment, offering players a diverse and immersive experience filled with a wide variety of vehicles, events, and challenges. Set during the changing seasons, Forza Horizon 4 introduces a dynamic weather system that alters the gameplay experience throughout the year. Players can race through the vibrant autumn foliage, navigate snowy winter roads, explore blooming spring landscapes, and drive through sunny summer conditions. Each season not only affects the visuals but also alters the handling of cars and the types of events available, encouraging players to adapt their driving style and strategies. The gameplay in Forza Horizon 4 is accessible yet challenging, catering to both casual gamers and hardcore racing enthusiasts. Players can choose from a vast selection of cars, ranging from classic muscle cars to modern supercars, all meticulously detailed and accurately represented. Far Cry 5 is a first-person shooter developed by Ubisoft and released in March 2018. Set in the fictional Hope County, Montana, the game immerses players in a gripping narrative that explores themes of cultism, extremism, and survival in a beautifully rendered open-world environment. Players step into the shoes of a junior deputy sheriff tasked with arresting the charismatic and dangerous leader of a doomsday cult known as Eden's Gate, led by the enigmatic Joseph Seed. The game begins with the player arriving in Hope County to assist local law enforcement in apprehending Joseph Seed. However, the situation quickly escalates as the cult launches a violent uprising, leading to a widespread conflict. Players must navigate the chaos and engage with various factions, each with its own motives and personalities, as they work to liberate the region from the cult's grip. Gameplay in Far Cry 5 is characterized by its open-world exploration and player-driven approach. The vast landscape of Hope County is filled with diverse environments, including lush forests, rolling hills, and sprawling farmlands. Players can explore the world on foot, in vehicles, or by air, discovering hidden secrets, completing side quests, and encountering a variety of wildlife and NPCs. NieR: Automata is an action RPG developed by Platinum Games and published by Square Enix, released in March 2017 as a sequel to the cult classic NieR. Set in a post-apocalyptic Earth, the game explores themes of existentialism, consciousness, and the nature of humanity through a compelling narrative and innovative gameplay. The story takes place in the distant future, where Earth has been devastated by an alien invasion and the ensuing war between androids and alien machines. Players control three main protagonists: 2B, a battle android, 9S, a scanner android, and A2, a rogue android, each with their own unique abilities and perspectives on the conflict. The narrative unfolds through multiple playthroughs, with each character's journey revealing deeper layers of the story and its philosophical undertones. NieR: Automata features a dynamic combat system that combines fast-paced action with fluid animations, allowing players to execute a variety of attacks, combos, and special abilities. The game seamlessly blends hack-and-slash mechanics with bullet hell elements, creating exhilarating battles against both mechanical enemies and massive bosses. Watch Dogs 2 is an open-world action-adventure game developed by Ubisoft Montreal, released in November 2016 as the sequel to the original Watch Dogs. Set in the vibrant and diverse city of San Francisco, the game follows the story of Marcus Holloway, a talented hacker and member of the hacktivist group DeadSec. The narrative explores themes of surveillance, privacy, and the impact of technology on society, all delivered through a mix of humor, action, and social commentary. In Watch Dogs 2, players step into Marcus's shoes as he seeks to expose and dismantle a corrupt tech corporation called Bloom, which uses its powerful CTOS, Central Operating System, to surveil and control the citizens of the city. The game encourages players to use their hacking skills creatively to infiltrate various locations, gather information, and execute plans against Bloom and its associates. The gameplay is characterized by its emphasis on player choice and freedom. Players can approach missions in multiple ways, whether by stealthily hacking security systems, using gadgets to create distractions, or engaging in direct combat. Final Fantasy XV is a critically acclaimed action role-playing game developed and published by Square Enix, released in November 2016. The 15th main installment in the iconic Final Fantasy series, it presents a captivating blend of rich storytelling, stunning visuals, and innovative gameplay mechanics that transport players to the expansive world of Eos. The story follows Noctis Lucis Kylum, the heir to the Lucian throne, who embarks on a journey with his loyal friends Gladiolus, Ignis, and Prompto to reclaim his homeland from the invading Niflheim Empire. The narrative unfolds through a mix of cutscenes, character interactions, and side quests, allowing players to immerse themselves in a world filled with political intrigue, personal growth, and the bonds of friendship. One of the standout features of Final Fantasy XV is its open-world design, allowing players to explore the vast landscapes of Eos at their own pace. From lush forests and sweeping plains to bustling cities and desolate wastelands, the environment is richly detailed and populated with a variety of creatures and NPCs. Players can engage in numerous side quests, discover hidden treasures, and participate in various activities including fishing, cooking, and driving the iconic regalia car. Fallout 4 is an action role-playing game developed by Bethesda Game Studios and released in November 2015. As the fifth main installment in the acclaimed Fallout series, it immerses players in a post-apocalyptic world set in the ruins of Boston, Massachusetts, known as the Commonwealth. The game combines exploration, crafting, and narrative-driven gameplay in a richly detailed open world filled with danger and opportunity. The story begins in 2027, just before a nuclear war devastates the world. Players assume the role of the sole survivor, emerging from Vault 111, a cryogenic shelter, after being frozen for over 200 years. The protagonist's journey is deeply personal as they seek to find their kidnapped son Sean, navigating the chaotic and hostile landscape filled with mutated creatures, raiders, and remnants of pre-war society. Exploration is a core element of Fallout 4, allowing players to roam the vast Commonwealth at their own pace. The open world is packed with diverse environments, including ruined cities, dense forests, and desolate wastelands. Players can discover various locations, complete quests, and encounter unique characters, each contributing to the rich lore of the Fallout universe. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is an action-adventure game developed by Ubisoft and released in October 2015. Set in the vibrant and tumultuous world of 1898 Victorian London during the Industrial Revolution, it offers players a captivating narrative, engaging gameplay, and a richly detailed open-world environment. The game follows twin assassins Jacob and Evie Fry as they navigate the city's political and social landscape, fighting against the oppressive Templar Order. The story begins as the Fry twins arrive in London to reclaim control from the Templars, who have infiltrated key institutions and are exploiting the city's workers. Jacob, with his brash and adventurous nature, seeks to dismantle the Templar influence through direct action, while Evie, the more calculated and stealth-oriented sibling, focuses on retrieving a powerful artifact known as the Piece of Eden. Their contrasting approaches create a dynamic narrative that explores themes of loyalty, family, and the struggle for justice. Gameplay in Assassin's Creed Syndicate emphasizes the franchise's signature blend of stealth, parkour, and combat. Players can freely traverse the sprawling cityscape of London, utilizing enhanced parkour mechanics to navigate rooftops, alleys, and bustling streets. Mad Max is an open-world action-adventure game developed by Avalanche Studios and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment, released in September 2015. Set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland inspired by the iconic Mad Max film franchise, the game immerses players in a brutal, lawless world where survival depends on skill, resourcefulness, and combat prowess. Players assume the role of Max Rokitansky, a lone survivor and former road warrior haunted by his past. After a violent encounter with a ruthless warlord named Scrotus, Max is left for dead in the wasteland. Driven by the desire to escape the chaos and find peace, he sets out on a quest for vengeance and redemption. The narrative unfolds as Max teams up with a skilled mechanic named Chum Bucket, who helps him build a powerful custom vehicle known as the Magnum Opus. Together, they navigate the treacherous landscape, confronting hostile factions and scavenging for resources. Mad Max features a vast open-world environment that players can explore at their own pace. The desolate landscapes include deserts, rocky canyons, and ruined cities, all teeming with dangers such as enemy camps, wild beasts, and environmental hazards. Batman: Arkham Knight is an action-adventure game developed by Rocksteady Studios and released in June 2015. As the fourth installment in the critically acclaimed Batman: Arkham series, the game brings players back to the dark and immersive world of Gotham City, where they step into the shoes of the iconic superhero Batman. The narrative picks up after the events of Batman: Arkham City, as Batman faces a new threat in the form of the mysterious Arkham Knight, a militarized foe with a personal vendetta against him. The story unfolds as Gotham is on the brink of destruction, and a deadly scarecrow has returned to unleash a fear-inducing toxin on the city, causing mass panic. With most of Gotham's police force compromised, Batman must team up with allies like Oracle, Nightwing, and Robin to thwart the villain's plans and protect the citizens. The introduction of the Arkham Knight adds a compelling layer to the narrative as players uncover his identity and motivations throughout the game. Gameplay in Batman: Arkham Knight retains the series' signature blend of stealth, combat, and detective work. Players can freely explore a richly detailed open-world Gotham City filled with iconic landmarks, side missions, and collectibles. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is an action role-playing game developed by CD Projekt Red and released in May 2015. It is the third installment in the acclaimed Witcher series based on the fantasy novels by Andrzej Sapkowski. Set in a vast and immersive open world, the game follows the story of Geralt of Rivia, a skilled monster hunter known as a Witcher, as he embarks on a quest to find his adopted daughter Ciri, who is being pursued by the ominous Wild Hunt. The game takes place in a richly detailed fantasy world filled with diverse environments, including sprawling cities, lush forests, and treacherous mountains. Players can explore the world freely, engaging in a variety of quests, from main story missions to numerous side quests that delve into the lives of the characters and the lore of the world. The choices players make throughout the game can significantly impact the story and its outcomes, leading to multiple endings and various consequences. Combat in The Witcher 3 is dynamic and strategic, blending melee combat with magical abilities known as signs. Players can wield a variety of weapons, including swords, bows, and crossbows, while also utilizing alchemy to create potions, bombs, and traps to aid in battle. Dying Light is a first-person survival horror game developed by Techland, released in January 2015. Set in the fictional city of Harran, which has been quarantined due to a viral outbreak that has turned the population into aggressive, zombie-like creatures, the game combines elements of open-world exploration, parkour, and intense combat, creating a unique and immersive experience. Players take on the role of Kyle Crane, an undercover agent sent to infiltrate the quarantine zone and gather information on the outbreak. As Crane, players quickly realize the dire situation in Harran, where survivors struggle to live amidst the chaos and the relentless threat of the infected. The game's narrative unfolds through a series of quests and interactions with various factions, each facing their own challenges and moral dilemmas in a world gone mad. One of the standout features of Dying Light is its dynamic day-night cycle, which significantly impacts gameplay. During the day, players can explore the open world, scavenge for resources, and complete missions with relative safety. However, at night, the infected become more dangerous and aggressive, introducing a heightened sense of fear and urgency. Dragon Age: Inquisition is an action role-playing game developed by BioWare and released in November 2014. It is the third installment in the acclaimed Dragon Age series and continues the epic saga set in the fantasy world of Thedas. The game combines rich storytelling, deep character development, and immersive gameplay in a sprawling open world, inviting players to forge their own paths as they battle against formidable foes and uncover the truth behind a catastrophic event. The story begins with a mysterious explosion that creates a massive rift in the sky, unleashing demonic forces known as the Fade. Players assume the role of the Inquisitor, a customizable character who is chosen to lead the Inquisition, a group dedicated to restoring order and combating the chaos unleashed by the rift. The narrative is driven by the Inquisitor's quest to close the rifts, gather allies, and confront powerful enemies, including the enigmatic antagonist known as Corypheus. Exploration is a key aspect of Dragon Age Inquisition, with players traversing diverse environments, including lush forests, arid deserts, and majestic mountains. Infamous: Second Son is an action-adventure game developed by Sucker Punch Productions and released exclusively for the PlayStation 4 in March 2014. As the third main installment in the Infamous series, the game takes players to a beautifully rendered open-world version of Seattle, where they assume the role of Delsin Rowe, a young man with the ability to absorb and manipulate various powers from other superhumans known as conduits. The story is set 7 years after the events of Infamous 2, during a time when conduits are hunted by a government organization called the Department of Unified Protection, DUP. Delsin, who discovers his powers after a chance encounter with a conduit, finds himself on a quest to rescue his brother and confront the oppressive DUP. As he learns to control his abilities, he must navigate the moral complexities of being a hero or a villain, leading to multiple potential outcomes based on the player's choices. Gameplay in Infamous: Second Son emphasizes freedom and exploration, allowing players to traverse the city using Delsin's powers. The open world design encourages players to climb buildings, glide through the air, and traverse the environment creatively. Mass Effect Andromeda is an action role-playing game developed by BioWare and released in March 2017. It is the fourth main installment in the critically acclaimed Mass Effect series, set in a new galaxy, the Andromeda Galaxy, far from the familiar wars of the Milky Way. Players embark on an epic journey to explore this uncharted territory, filled with new species, alien planets, and the promise of discovery. In Mass Effect Andromeda, players assume the role of either Scott or Sarah Ryder, a human who is part of the Andromeda Initiative, a project aimed at colonizing new worlds and ensuring the survival of humanity. As a Pathfinder, the Ryder sibling is tasked with finding suitable planets for human habitation while dealing with the challenges posed by the new galaxy's inhabitants, including the enigmatic Andromedans and hostile alien factions. The gameplay features the series' signature mix of exploration, combat, and character-driven narrative. Players can explore a variety of planets, each with its unique environments, resources, and challenges. The game introduces an open-world design, allowing players to traverse vast landscapes, complete missions, and engage in side quests at their own pace. God of War 2018 is an action-adventure game developed by Santa Monica Studio and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment, released in April 2018. This critically acclaimed installment in the God of War series marks a significant evolution in both gameplay and narrative, transitioning from the Greek mythology of previous games to Norse mythology. The story follows Kratos, the former Greek god of war, as he embarks on a deeply personal journey with his young son, Atreus. Set in a stunningly rendered world, God of War begins with Kratos and Atreus undertaking a quest to fulfill the last wish of Faye, Kratos' deceased wife, to scatter her ashes from the highest peak in the Rails. This journey serves as a backdrop for exploring themes of fatherhood, loss, and redemption as Kratos strives to teach Atreus the ways of survival while grappling with his past and the burden of his godly powers. The gameplay features a more intimate and immersive experience, utilizing a third-person perspective that brings players closer to the action. Combat is dynamic and brutal, emphasizing strategic melee attacks and the use of Kratos' iconic Leviathan axe, which can be thrown and summoned back, similar to Thor's hammer. Kingdom Come: Deliverance is an open-world role-playing game developed by Warhorse Studios and released in February 2018. Set in the early 15th century during the tumultuous period of the Holy Roman Empire, the game offers a historically accurate and immersive experience, placing players in the shoes of Henry, the son of a blacksmith living in the Bohemian village of Skalitz. The story begins with Henry witnessing the brutal destruction of his village by mercenaries loyal to a rival faction. With his home destroyed and his family killed, Henry embarks on a quest for vengeance, seeking to uncover the truth behind the attack and restore his family's honor. As players guide Henry through a richly detailed world, they will encounter a wide array of characters, quests, and moral dilemmas that shape the narrative and impact the game's outcome. Kingdom Come: Deliverance emphasizes realism and immersion, featuring a detailed combat system that relies on skill and timing rather than typical RPG mechanics. Players can engage in melee combat, utilizing a variety of weapons and techniques, while also employing tactics such as dodging, blocking, and countering. Assassin's Creed Origins is an action role-playing game developed by Ubisoft and released in October 2017. As the 10th main installment in the Assassin's Creed series, the game marks a significant evolution in gameplay and storytelling, shifting the focus to ancient Egypt during the Ptolemaic period. Players embark on a vast and immersive journey, exploring the rich history, culture, and mysteries of this fascinating era. The story follows Bayek of Siwa, a Medjay protector, who becomes embroiled in a conflict that will ultimately lead to the creation of the Assassin Brotherhood. The narrative is deeply personal, as Bayek seeks revenge for the tragic loss of his son, Kemu, which propels him into a larger conspiracy involving the Order of the Ancients, a secret society seeking to control Egypt. As players guide Bayek on his quest for justice, they encounter historical figures, navigate political intrigue, and uncover the origin of the Assassin and Templar conflict. Assassin's Creed Origins features a beautifully rendered open world, allowing players to explore the stunning landscape of ancient Egypt, from the bustling streets of Alexandria to the iconic pyramids of Giza and the expansive deserts.